Hey everyone, Matron here again. Going to bring you Game 2 of the Best of 3 series between Asgeroth and Maefor in Round 1, the Round of 12 of the Scarlet Crusade Realm SC2 tournament. Maefor took Game 1 on Xel'Naga Caverns. If you haven't checked that out, it's posted on my channel. Go ahead and watch that first. And he is up 1-0. Though, if you haven't watched it, I just spoiled it for you. But it's a good game anyway. Mistakes by both players, so hopefully they don't repeat those this game. This game is going to be played on Lost Temple, with Asgeroth spawning as the red Protoss on the 9 o'clock position, and Maefor as the blue Terran, again on the 6 o'clock position. So again, close positions here. We may see some sort of drops from Maefor into Asgeroth's base, or maybe a little bit of Void Ray play from Asgeroth. These close positions, very small distance, usually makes it very easy to harass the other person. So both players have to be on the lookout, and hopefully see an exciting game. Looks like both players are sending out scouts here. Chooses to send out the scout to the cross position first. Maefor just going counterclockwise, like they like to do down in Costa Rica. Everything's backwards. Asgeroth is going to throw up his gas right after the gateway. Maefor going to throw up his first barracks here, just a second. I'm not sure if these workers actually saw each other. But Asgeroth's now going to come down and find Maefor. Maefor's going to be a little bit longer before he finds Asgeroth, though neither player's really done anything that's going to tip their hand quite yet. Asgeroth creating more workers here. We saw last game, lack of workers really hurt him in the income department, so hopefully he's able to keep up with the worker production this game. He needs to saturate this assimilator. Doing a little bit of harassment down here. Looks like Maefor's sending an SCV after this probe. Asgeroth could be dancing around in Maefor's base, getting a little more information. Just going to throw up the income tab, make sure that both players are keeping up with their probe and SCV count as the game gets going here. Asgeroth throwing up another pylon, this time a little better timing, as he's at 17 of 18. Last game he threw up one when he was at 12 of 18. And now throwing up the cybernetic score. And should have enough gas, these two probes on gas, to be able to research warp tech once the cybernetic score comes up. Needs to continue to push out probes here. Maefor's taking an 18-15 advantage. If it becomes like last game, then it's not going to be close. Looks like Maefor is going for 2 barracks and more of a traditional wall off this time with a tech lab and getting the nitro pack, so we might see some Reapers here. At the moment he's supply capped, but this Reaper is going to start once this supply depot gets finished. He's now on 2 gas, so you may see some sort of factory or starport play. He's going to be saving up this gas. Asgeroth's going to come in with his first zealot and really work on this tech lab. It's a smart thing to attack. As you can see it moving, it's doing some sort of research. He doesn't know if it's stim, concussive shell, or this nitro pack. Maefor's going to have to pull off 2 SCVs to repair this, and Maefor's first marine is going to be taking down a zealot. As retreats just in time, didn't lose any life, and now he's just going to sit here with this zealot. It's a good place to scout. He's going to be able to see if Maefor moves out with any sort of attack. Asgeroth has this warp gate tech working now. It looks like he's used Kernel on it at least once, and should be pushing out a stalker here to try to combat these Reapers. Maefor has 1 Reaper up, creating 2 more now, so he's going to have at least 3 Reapers. Once Reapers get enough critical mass of Reapers, 5, 6, 7, they're able to take down things very quickly, especially if you micro them with those nitro packs. So this positioning, the Reapers can jump right down here and hop right up into As's base and start harassing these probes. So we see these Reapers come in. Not sure what kind of response Az is going to have. Remember last game, those drops, Az was pretty slow to respond. Looks like Maefor's going to try to do a little bit of micro here. Though he gets towards this edge here where there's no place to jump down, he's going to take a few more shots than he should have. These stalkers are chasing down these Reapers. Maefor's going in to try to pick off another probe or two. There he goes attacking, gets one probe. These Reapers are on their last legs. If the Stalkers can catch up, down goes one Reaper. And this other one just saw his brother in arms die, and he's gonna, well, retreat here. I just skedaddled on the last game. Can't do too much of that. So another 3 Reapers coming in here, leading with the ones which have a little more health. Asg has thrown down this Nexus over here. Totally missed that. So a cross-position Nexus, which Maefor's already scattered, didn't see anything there. So Asg might be solving his income problems with a second early expansion. Not in his natural, so that's going to be tough to see. Maefor coming in with these Reapers again. Asg has a good spread on Stalkers, so he's going to be able to take these down. Down goes one of them. Maefor doing some decent scouting there. He's going to be able to see Asg has his robotics bay up, or robotics facility, and 3 gateways, though one's not yet a warp gate. Asgeroth keeping these Stalkers here. That's good prevention for the Reapers, which have been hopping up here. Looks like Maefor is going to abandon the Reaper play now, going into straight Marauders, researching both Stimpack and concussive shells. So we're going to see some sort of MMM push, perhaps, just like he did in the last game. Now getting up an engineering bay. I'd like to see upgrades for both players this time. Last time they had up the Forge and engineering bay, but no upgrades for their basic racks and gateway units. Asg needs to start really saturating this expansion here. It looks like he's doing so. And if we look at the income tab, pretty even, though Asg is on 2 bases here. So just because he doesn't have enough workers at each base, his 2 bases producing just as much as Maefor's 1 base. And if Maefor does throw down an expansion as natural, again he will be ahead. Looking at the army value, both players around 900 minerals worth of army. Pretty basic units here. Looks like these Reapers are going to come in, do a little more exploration here, a little more scouting. Doesn't see anything in the way of a natural. So Maefor not suspecting this hidden expansion yet. So Asg is going to be able to take advantage of that. And we can see if he can mass up enough units to take down Maefor. Maefor's stim is about to finish up, and he has a concussive shell. Looks like he's about to start his command center. So he won't be too far behind economically. Asg is taking a little bit of a lead with 30 harvesters to 28. Once Maefor finishes this, and with mules, he should be able to take Asg in the economic department. Though Maefor has forgotten to upgrade to an orbital command here. Looks like has all these SCVs, but no orbital commands, no scans, and no mules. So that's a major disadvantage he's putting himself at here. Asg has got this second base, he's got an upper robotics bay, so he's going to be able to push out Colossus. He also needs to be taking advantage of these Nexus and using this Chrono Boost, both from almost at 100. He should be Chrono Boosting these warp gates, using these excess resources he has, about 500 and 300. Maefor is using his resources very well here, but again, he could have more with these mules. He really needs to create an orbital command here. His second command center should be an orbital command as well. Asgeroth's going to be able to see with this Zealot as soon as Maefor moves down with this command center. So he may try to harass this expansion. Both players not at great mineral counts for having 2 bases up. Asgeroth just not saturated. 33 harvesters on 2 bases. This gas only has 2 probes on it, so looks like he's got 11 probes on gas, only 22 harvesters, and that's on 16 patches of minerals across 2 bases. That's not great. You want at least 2 per patch, so he's at least 10, maybe 15 probes behind. That Zealot's going to do his job, going to see this expansion, going to see the army Maefor has as well. So Asgeroth can try to get out a better counter to this MMM ball. So we'd like to be seeing some Colossus come out. There's his first one, and looks like he's going to chrono out a second one using that chrono boost. And he has his research split here, so if Maefor scouts into his base at all, he's not going to see the robotics bay. He's not going to see this forge, And again, this Forge needs to start with these upgrades here. Both players, looks like Maefor is going to get the level 1 infantry weapons, which is a great idea with this MMM ball he's starting to create. We look at the army for both players, about even, 2300 Asg and 2100 Maefor. So Asg is slightly ahead. Maefor may be trying some sort of drop here. Maybe a little exploratory venture. Asg does have an observer in his in Maefor's base this time, so he's going to be able to see all of his tech structures and the units he's producing. Maefor is about to supply cap himself, 86 out of 86. Let's see what this drop does here. Asg has a nice spread on units here, so any sort of drops he's going to be defended against, or at least he's going to be able to engage immediately. Last game you'll remember he had his army by his natural, and a drop in his main just took him down very quickly. So no drop there by Maefor, not really sure, maybe that guy was on a helicopter ride and was doing some sightseeing. Asgeroth still not creating many workers on 33 harvesters across 2 bases. That's not enough. Now getting up another robotics facility and a Stargate. So should be pumping out of 2 robotics facilities shortly. But again, the income just is not going to support the number of unit producing structures he has. Army is relatively even, 100 of 100, 99 of 102. Both players keeping their resources low, which is a sign of a good player, but they're just not having good incomes. So if they were able to saturate both these expansions, and Maefor is doing a little bit better job here, 42 workers to 33. Once he gets his income up here, and if he continues to spend minerals like he's been doing, he's quickly going to dwarf Asg in army size. Asg does have some higher tech this time, so he does have the thermal lance research, and he does have 3 Colossus up.